There's a fallen birch there. Don't see any birch polypores now. Formatopsis betulinas. Whoa! I nearly formatopsis and betulinaed myself just then. Right. Good morning. It's a cold but very delightful Sunday morning, and I'm off to look for some birch polypore mushrooms, one of my favourite. So I'll be taking you on this adventure, and we'll have a look around in the forest to see if I can find some. No, that's not my dog. Just another golden retriever. But look how cute he is, or she is. So I probably missed a lot of birch polypores on my way to the forest. I wanted to take you here into the heart of the forest to show you the beauty of the birch polypore. And as you can see here, this is a fallen birch, a silver birch. It is named that due to its white exterior bark. But they're one of my favourite trees, and they're one of Sean's favourite trees because, well, they're my favourite tree because they are the homes of the birch polypore mushroom as well as chargal mushroom. And if you look here, we're lucky to find some birch polypores here. These are a little rotten, so I wouldn't pick them, and you can see they're rotten because the underneath isn't white. The best candidates for birch polypores, and all the best birches, are a bit like this one. They're dead, and they're rotting, but they're still standing. Well, that's what I found anyway. Bingo! Bingo, bingo, bango, bingo. Look at this one. It's a birch. A silver birch. As you can see, the top is non-existent, so it's rotting. And these little knobbly stumps are birch polypore. So you can see they go all the way up, and they're pretty much feeding off this dead tree. They're called polypores because they're a type of mushroom with tiny pores on the bottom of them. And hopefully this camera you can see there's little dots, they're little pores, and that's where the spores come out. Again, this is a birch with many birches behind it. So this is not a silver birch, and these mushrooms look a bit different. I believe they're turkey tail mushrooms, see? So they're the most common mushrooms in the forest internationally, and you can tell they're turkey tail, but these are winter rotting turkey tails, so they're not fresh, but they're thin and They're also polypores, so they do have small pores. Might not be able to see this camera, but yeah, they look like a turkey's tail apparently from the top. That fan-like appearance, but they're quite thin. And these also have great medicinal properties, but I wouldn't be eating or using these ones because they are rotting and rotten. So yeah, be careful if you're going to do that, and make sure you identify mushrooms properly and don't just rely on this video. So just walked past this fallen silver birch, and you should now be able to identify these little knobbly bits. Yep, they're birch polypores, also known as Formatopsis and Betulina. I think it's really important just to stand and listen to nature. It helps if you're in the sun as well. I find it extremely calming. This is another birch. I believe it's beginning to rot, and I think there might be one up there. Birch polypore, that is, but because we can't identify it properly, I won't count this one. This birch might be on its way. I feel like it's rotting from within, but these aren't birch polypores. These are just growths which are part of the tree called burls, I believe. Whoopsie. Interesting. There are 3 ways to group mushrooms according to what they do. Mushrooms either degrade dead matter, and they're called saprophytic. Mushrooms either feed on living organisms, and they're called parasitic if their presence on the living organism doesn't confer a benefit to that living organism. And the third is symbiotic, where actually the mushroom lives on a living organism, but both of them benefit from each other's presence. Sorry, I might seem a bit distracted, mainly because I am. So, another, this is silver birch. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem like so. I love when the sun hits the tops of the trees, especially in the winter. There's a colour differentiation. The tops are whiter in colour. I don't know, I just found it extremely beautiful. I think we might have found our next birch with birch polypores. Here we have rotten. There you go, no top. Silver birch, and you can see here we've got 2 here. The top of this tree has fallen here, and here you can see this is probably one of the largest ones we've seen today, right? They're quite hard in nature, very leathery, slightly rubbery to touch. This is an old one because it's tanned. I wouldn't be taking this one and making a cup of coffee. It's rotten, as you can see here. It's rotten. I've lost count. That might be our third one. Maybe our fourth, I'm not sure. Let's say 3. But I think we might have found our fourth. So this has caught my attention here. Let's have a look if we can get closer. There's a way egg. So here we go. Another silver birch. Rotten, it doesn't have a top. This is... There's normally bits of birch polypores. But again, the underside looks a bit rotten. You can't see on this camera with the shadow, but I wouldn't be taking these ones and making them into a coffee or a tea. Okay, so that's... But I'm not sure if it's cheating. Is it cheating? If I step a few steps further along, it might be from the same tree as that one. We can see them more up close. There's a lot more here. So this tree was obviously on its way out because it was rotting with these birch polypores on them. There's a massive one there. Let's see if we can get closer to that. And the wind just took it down. So this bit's officially dead. There's a big birch polypore there. See? There's lots on this tree. Small even down there. Now, let's just say it's 4. I think it's part of that same tree. So what do you think? This is another fallen silver birch. And if we go closer here, you can see a growth. I think that is a birch polypore, but an extremely old one. And very rotten. And there's one here as well. Okay. Is that 5? Is that 5? No idea. Probably 5. Let's say 5. That's not bad. 5. Most of them were... I wouldn't pick them and eat them. They're all rotten. But it is just coming out of winter. So these mushrooms more likely to be rotten. Let's see if we can find any fresh ones. Okay, they're not fresh, and this is a fallen silver birch, but again, these little knobbly bits on the silver birch are definite birch polypore sign. This one's big. Size comparison with my fist. Big, right? There's one there. There's more here. It's a fallen birch. You getting bored of this yet? Because I ain't. Let's see. 6? Yeah, let's say that was the 6th one. It's easy to just focus on the dead birches, but these are wonderful trees and healthy ones. Stand nice and strong. Dead and stumpy. There aren't any birch polypores on this one. But as I looked further, this disc-like thing has caught my attention. Look at these. Nicely uniform shaped. Homatopsis speculinas here. On this dead silver birch. 7. Okay. Off we go. A lot of birches around me. And look at this. Again, might not be able to see it because of the sunlight, but this is a silver birch with many birch polypores. Eight. Nine. Let's go for 10. Nice round 10. Look at this birch polypore. Oh, it's more like a birch. Not even a birch. More like a polyball or something. I need to go home and figure out what type of mushroom that is. I'm joking, by the way. So who would have thought our 10th one would be so perfect? Look at those. Wow. Beautiful. So, I'm off home now, but some of you might have been wondering why I didn't pick some of these mushrooms. Well, there are two reasons. The first reason being that a lot of those mushrooms were mouldy and therefore useless and inedible. The second reason being that I strongly believe that you should only take what you need from nature, no more. And if you can, you should always give back. Mainly not to disrupt the fine balance that nature runs on. Take what you need and no more. And always give back. So we found 10, maybe 11 birch trees with birch polypores. But why do I care so much about them?
On the 19th of September 1991, the naturally mummified body of the Iceman, also referred to Ötzi, was discovered. The glacial mummy lived around 3300 BCE and was thought to be around 40 to 50 years old when he died in the high alpine area. His cause of death? Bleeding after having his left subclavian artery lacerated by an arrowhead. Ötzi was thought to have worn clothing made out of different furs and leather, and analysis of his stomach content revealed a diet rich in fat, wild animal meat from ibex and red deer, as well as cereals. And most interestingly, on him, he carried 2 fragments of a fruiting body of Formatopsis betulina. It is believed that Ötzi might have used the fungus for medicinal/spiritual purposes, as well as a strop for finishing razor edges. This polypore is well known in the field of folk medicine and was used for various medicinal purposes before the rise of modern medicine. In Russia, for example, fruit bodies were administered as a tea for their anti-fatiguing, soothing and immuno-enhancing properties. In Siberia, the Baltic area, Finland and in Poland, birch polypore tea was also used for the treatment of various types of cancer. Like Ötzi, I use this mushroom as medicinal agent too, the only difference being that I have it with my coffee in the morning. Modern science has shown that the simple birch polypore has various health properties, from being an antibacterial, antiviral and neuroprotective agent. It has also shown anti-cancer properties too. I found myself a clean birch polypore a few months ago. I cut it up, I dehydrated it, I grinded it, and now run hot water through it with my coffee granules. I love the earthy taste, and I also love the fact that this medicine is freely available in the forest. But please don't take this video as medical advice, and if you would like to learn a bit more about the birch polypore mushroom, please visit my website. Links are in the description below.
Whoa! I nearly fall my topsis and bet you leaned myself just in. Right. Take what you need and no more. And always give back.